pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That just might work, ayy. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That just might work, ayy. That just might work.
Welcome back to another episode of the Michel Matters Podcast. I'm Jacques Michel.
And I'm Jackie Michel.
Welcome back.
Hey guys. Welcome.
What's up, man?
Nothing. It's actually daylight and we're recording, so
yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, I actually appreciate that. This week we can record and have time to edit and sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
So, I guess going back, what's been going on this week for you?
Well, I guess it would start with your trip because you were out of town.
Yeah. I guess going furthest back, I went on a work trip, went out of town. We had like a training conference seminar. It was interesting. Went up with my boss and like 3 other employees. I don't know. It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside of the training.
Right.
The training was like super, I don't know how you say it. Like, it wasn't informative, but I don't want to bore everybody with what it was about. Mm-hmm. But it was good. Drove up there. We were there Thursday night, Friday. Came back Saturday. But yeah, it was all right. Another weekend where I wasn't with you, so that was different.
Yeah.
And you felt it this time.
I felt it this time, but then I like kept myself busy.
Mm-hmm.
So I've pretty much been painting and moving things around even more in the house.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's only really one room left
to paint.
I mean, we don't have to paint this room. We painted it before, but it's the office.
Yeah.
And then yesterday you helped me kind of like figure
rearrange
out what
it.
we want it to look like. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess while I was gone, I came home and Jackie had repainted one of the rooms. Mm-hmm. It's something we spoke about, but she actually went out and did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because if she was waiting on me, it was never going to get done.
Well, you don't like to paint.
Yeah. Painting is like outside of my skill set. I don't do that.
No, it was good. I didn't sleep until 2 a.m. and just put on some good music and was painting. And I was like, all right, I'm tired now. I could just go to sleep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, because if it was up to me, painting, I'm hiring somebody. I'm not doing it myself.
Bougie.
Anytime I paint, I feel like I get more paint on everything else but what I'm trying to paint.
Right.
So, yeah, painting is one of those things I want it done right.
Yeah. Did I do it right?
Yeah, no, you did a good job.
Okay.
So, that might be your thing. I'm not painting nothing. So. But yeah, aside from that.
But that's like a part of the whole, just clearing out clutter.
Yeah.
And not living with less.
No, we've been living with less.
I guess, but like just
I feel like every day I come home, you got something outside that you threw out.
Just living free of like junk.
Yeah.
I don't want junk anymore. So you've kind of been taking that practice to work.
Yeah. At work.
What's that about?
Nothing. We recently moved like offices. Mm-hmm. So one of the main things I've been thinking about once we move is like, I want to try to keep my workspace like as clutter free as possible, because we end up getting it gets to a point where like I have a lot of paper everywhere.
Yeah.
And once like I see a lot going on, it like messes my mind up. Like a lot of times when I get like super busy, I won't do anything because I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So lately I've been working on like not having clutter. So like my work desk right now, there's not one loose sheet of paper on my desk. And it's not like I'm just throwing them in a drawer either. It's like there's no loose paper because either I've scanned whatever it was or I filed it. But yeah, it's kept my clutter down to a minimum. So like when I come in the morning, it's not like I'm looking around and I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know where to start. Like I have a list of what I need to do, but it's clutter free. And even like the wires of all my cables and everything for a computer and everything, I've tried to keep it down to a minimum. But I like it. I think it's my new wave right now as far as working as well as minimalism.
Right.
So, and I appreciate because you're the one who kind of introduced me to it.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't even think we're living as minimalists per se.
No.
You know, like we don't live out of a backpack.
Yeah, those people are ridiculous.
But it's just, I just want to live on like what we need, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What else has been happening? People telling us about how long the podcast is, or how short it is.
Yeah.
I guess.
So since the last episode, I said we got some comments and feedback on how long the podcast is. Mm-hmm. And I've from the beginning I said like I'm always surprised when anyone listens to the podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm always surprised when people like pick up on little things that I didn't think people would notice. So like I want to say the last 3-4 podcasts we've been trying to shorten it.
Yes.
And people have noticed.
For like an hour or less.
Yeah. So I think you put up a poll this week, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out
like how long you guys want it.
Yeah.
And so we've agreed to like an hour 15.
Like,
right?
I mean, yeah.
An hour 15, hour 20. You know, we'll see what happens, but we're definitely not doing 2 hours.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. But yeah, my thing is like at this point, there's nothing that we're gonna talk about. I feel like that's gonna go 2 hours.
No.
So I'm saying just let it go. Like, yeah. Like last episode, I guess I kind of cut Judy off after a certain point. I was like, all right, last question. And we didn't do listener questions.
We didn't.
Someone brought that up. So
sorry.
Yeah, the people have been heard. So we're gonna bring it back, I guess, to whatever it is. It's probably over an hour, but we're not. I don't want to like limit it. Like So
it's
we just
still
gonna
a good, rock. Hopefully a good listen, a good amount for your commute or wherever you listen.
Yeah.
So yeah, we also forgot to shout out some comments that we got.
Yes, someone brought that up too.
Yeah. So as we always say, subscribe and rate us on iTunes, and you can send us comments on SoundCloud or on the gram at Jackie I Michelle and Twitter at Coach_Jacques JOX. So from episode 6. It was the parenting series that we did, and this one was the single/co-parenting episode that we did with Judy. We got a comment from... Why are you looking like that?
I'm listening because I don't know who this is.
Okay. Yeah, I want to say it's my cousin, but I'm not sure. Look, I can't tell. But this is Pink Unicorn 28. And she goes, I want to start off by saying I enjoy listening to you guys' podcast. Thank you. Awesome. I always learn something when I listen to you guys. You guys rock. This topic was very interesting. I love how positive Judy is with her co-parenting. I have friends who are single parents and they made it seem very negative. Hearing someone else's point of view in a positive way was definitely something I enjoyed listening to. So thank you for your comment. I think that episode was pretty interesting. I mean, we didn't learn anything new because we know Judy. Yeah. But even in the topic of co-parenting, it is always like a negative vibe or a negative stigma attached to it. So hopefully that helped somebody, Yeah. And also in episode 12, this was the mental health and counseling episode. Mm-hmm. We got a comment from Tyann. And she says, Jacques and Jackie, I've really been enjoying your podcast. Perfect for my hour-long commute. This one struck a chord with me in a good way. It's definitely true within the African American and Caribbean culture, we don't do therapy. But I have to say therapy has been really helpful for Jeff, myself, and our family. Once he and I got married, I had to learn to navigate being a wife, stepmom, and pregnant right away. We started going to family counseling once we realized that we didn't have the tools needed to work through some typical issues. And some sessions are just about preventative maintenance for us as a married couple. The point is, if you have tried everything you know and are still struggling, think outside the box to get help. Thank you both. Keep doing what you're doing. So I think we got some good comments. And I basically replied to Tyann, and I mean, it's really true. Like, counseling doesn't have to be because you're going through craziness in your life. It could just be for preventative measures. And like, if we didn't even go to what's it called that we went to?
The retreat.
The retreat, yeah. Based off of like our friend's comment. Like,
yeah.
You know, I don't know. Not that it could have been bad, but like,
yeah.
Just to not go because somebody's like, oh, you guys are having problems or whatever. Like, and the person who said it, you know, could have also learned something from the retreat. Like, yeah. So you never know. But yeah, thank you guys for leaving comments.
Yeah. And shout out Giselle. She comments like every week and I never respond to her or pretty much anything she tells me I don't respond. But there's a lot of people who are responding and listening. So yeah, appreciate all the listens. And like Jackie said, don't forget, subscribe and send us comments on the SoundCloud or wherever you listen, Twitter, Instagram. We appreciate all the feedback.
Yeah. You want to move on to the Michel Matter?
All right. So on to the Michel Matter.
Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Welcome to the good life.
And after all the talk, all I gotta say is
welcome to the good life.
You're welcome. You're all welcome. Like we always do.
Okay, so we spoke about therapy and counseling in episode 12 as a good outlet or a way to manage your mental state and take care of your mental state. But wellness and self-care is pretty popular now. It's been around for a long time. But I just think we put that title to it recently. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's another way to, you know, take care of yourself physically and mentally. So we thought we could share some of our tips and what we do that works for us, like on a day-to-day basis involving self-care. Do you have any thoughts on self-care, or do you feel like it's useful?
I mean, it's kind of like you said, like self-care is something I guess that people have been doing forever, but now it's like a category. It's, you know, something that people put a lot of emphasis on. Mm-hmm. Like, what is it? One of your favorite podcasts, I'm not sure what the name is, but they always talk about like, no one likes a musty brain.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. It's just things like that. Just now I feel like people are more intentional, like we said, about what they do to keep up their self-care. And I definitely seen it in our lives. A lot more recently.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a part 2, like you said, to the last podcast we did. And I'd love to hear other people's like self-care tips or what they do. I'm always looking to steal or improve on someone else's self-care tips.
Okay. So for me, I just like to do something every day. I try to do something every day for at least like 30 minutes to an hour that like calms me down and relaxes me or brings me some type of joy. So for me, riding my bike is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't do it every day. I probably do it like once a week, honestly. But it's just a good way for me to like get out and get some fresh air and some sunlight, because I'm pretty much inside all day.
Yeah.
And my office has no windows, so I don't know what's going on in the outside world.
Couldn't be me. But, yeah.
So when I ride my bike, I know what's going on in the neighborhood. I know like I see changes and stuff like that. So that's good. And then I can just plug in a podcast or music or whatever. Doing something creative too is something I love to do.
Yeah.
So like whether it's baking something that I've never done before, or this week I think I'm gonna do a strawberry jam.
You've done this before.
I've done that. I mean, we did it together.
Oh yeah, we
like
did it together
5 years ago. So yeah, I bought strawberries and I have everything to make it. So maybe tomorrow, I don't know.
We'll that's not happening today.
Sometime this week, no, not today, but sometime this week I'm gonna do that just because it's a creative outlet, and something different. I don't know. And we need jelly in the house, so it's useful. another thing that I do that actually involves you is like just talk, have conversation, like actually meaningful conversation. Because I think last week? I feel like we just went around the house and just kept saying like boot up.
Oh
like
my
the whole
God.
time. That was basically like our main conversations. But this week we had like real conversations. I want to say it was this week. And I asked you like, what do you envision?
That was last weekend, I feel like.
Yeah. And I was like, what do you envision like the next 2 to 5 years looking like in your life and stuff? And it was like, oh, we're actually sitting down like talking.
Yeah. Sometimes that could be annoying, but it was...
You were annoyed at first.
Yeah. But then once we really started talking about it,
yeah,
and we like really started like, you know, just being open, honest, I felt like it was pretty dope. Had some time together to kind of let some thoughts out.
Yeah. Those are like the main things that I like do. Obviously, I work out. I try to work out for like 40 minutes at least every other day. So those are like more of the physical things that I do. And then also I love tea. So like I just try to keep my body warm because I'm always cold. Or just hot water. And then all the other things that I'll name, I'll let you go.
Yeah.
But it's more like things that I use, like items I actually like. So what do you do?
What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I started talking about this a couple episodes ago. I've been starting to build like a morning routine. I didn't get into it though, because I was still working on it. I wanted to kind of work the kinks out and figure out what I could do and what I couldn't do all in one morning. But I started a morning routine. I didn't do research per se, but I started to kind of, well, I guess it is research. I was just looking up different like, I basically Google search morning routines, and I kind of just pick and chose from different ones, things that I liked, and I finally came out with like a list of my morning routine, and I use a app called Fabulous.
You use an app called Fabulous?
Yes, I use an app called Fabulous.
Okay.
But I only use it because it kind of has everything that I was looking for,
right,
in an app to kind of track and keep me on schedule with what I wanted to do. So like it has an alarm, and then from the alarm, it kind of lists out like in a task style thing of what my morning routine is. So right now my alarm is set at 5.
Does it have an alarm for every task or something?
Yes, kind of, because they're timed. Okay. But some of the tasks, like, they don't take that long. So I just like, once I'm done, I hit done, and it goes to the next one. So and it gives you like a duration. So right now my morning ritual duration is like 1 hour and 2 minutes, but it never really takes that long, or sometimes it takes longer.
Yeah.
And that's when I get off. Like something went wrong. Not wrong, but so yeah, the way the morning starts, drink water. So that's the first thing. I read, just throughout all the research, like it's very good to start your day off with water. I try to drink 33 ounces of water in the morning. The only reason why I know the number is because it's the bottle, the big alkaline bottle from Trader Joe's.
Okay.
So that's why I ask you to buy those all the time, because I try to drink one every morning.
And throughout the day you just refill it? Yeah.
Or I take one to work and then I refill that one. So I kind of usually go through 2 bottles. I'm not good at recycling. So I try to get the 33 ounces in the morning. And on the list of tasks, it says 1 minute, but I only did that because I don't need to put like 30 minutes of drinking water. I'm not drinking the 33 ounces in 1 minute. So I kind of go through. So I drink water. The next task is take vitamins. So it's part of the drinking water. So that's why I had to add just a minute. I drink enough water to take the vitamins, and then throughout the rest of the morning, in that 1 hour, I finish the 33 ounce bottle.
Okay.
So it goes drink water, take vitamins. I take like 1, 2, 3 vitamins every morning. I don't know what all of them are. Jackie found all three of them actually.
Yeah.
So, but there's multivitamins and other stuff. So,
Yeah.
I'm well vitamined up. And then I meditate. So this is one of the new ones. So I have it right now set for 10 minutes of meditation. And meditation is like tricky. It's one of those things I'm still learning how to do it. And it's not necessarily like I'm just sitting in a room in quiet, like not making no noise, just legs crossed. And Jackie actually sat in with me on one of my meditation sessions. Mm-hmm. What did you think of it?
It was interesting. I pretty much just prayed the whole time.
Yeah.
Like in my head.
Yeah.
But I guess like there's a, like you said, I don't know if it's setting an intention, because really the lady who's doing the is it a lady or
so
the voice?
It's a voice. So it's a guided meditation.
Yeah. So there's a specific topic at hand.
Yeah.
I may not have been like thinking about or praying about that same
exactly.
topic, but I got the gist of it.
So with the guided meditation, I kind of switch it up. Either I'll do the guided meditation that has like verses and it's actually reads Bible verses to meditate on, and it gives time in between the verses to actually take time, think about it, maybe discuss something in your head, pray about something, focus on something, and then it'll start the next verse. So I use 2 apps for this. I use Abide, and Abide is, they're all free apps. I'm not paying for anything. They have time meditations, and then there's another one. It's called Jesus Words, and that's the one that has all the Bible verses. And this is something I kind of feel like is just quiet time, trying to take some time to be quiet, not just read, but to hear something, focus, and kind of just meditate. It's just been different, so I've been trying that. And then after I meditate,
that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm trying to do something new. Yeah. So yeah. And then after I meditate, I stretch. Stretching is another new one. Like, we're 28 now. Stretching, like before we just go play basketball or something, we'll just play. Like, I never took the time to like really appreciate a good stretch.
Yeah.
Now I appreciate a really good stretch. So I have it at 8 minutes. The stretch sometimes goes 8 to 10 minutes.
Really?
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. A good stretch.
Well, like, okay, say the first pose, well, not pose, but
yeah,
like
don't say pose.
The first stretch is what, like 20 seconds, right? So like each stretch is 20 seconds.
Yeah, and then I do them all twice.
Oh.
So like I'll do a butterfly stretch. I do like stretches sitting down, stretches standing up. If you get a good stretch in, it's 10 minutes. You'd be surprised. It feels kind of short.
Yeah.
Like after you've done it a few times, like I could spend a lot more time stretching. So yeah, so I incorporate the 8 to 10 minute stretch, and then after I stretch, and through this whole thing, I'm drinking water still drinking water. Then I read. The thing with reading, I'm kind of trying to switch it up as best as possible. Is like I'll go back and forth between reading my Bible and reading a biblical book. So trying to be more consistent, probably reading my Bible more so than reading the spiritual book, but I kind of want to finish this book. And this is like set apart time where I know I'm going to read. Right. So it's been different. But yeah, I have 15 minutes set out to read. And then lastly, I shower.
Okay. Like getting ready for the day.
So now I'm getting ready for work.
Okay.
I'm taking a shower. I'm refreshed before work, and I eat breakfast.
So most of your self-care is in the morning before you start your day.
Yeah, I feel like once my day starts, it's done. like it gets hectic.
It's just go.
Yeah, it's just I'm on go for the next 8-10 hours. I'm at work for like 10 hours a day. And then even when I come home, it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I'm either going to be at practice, gonna maybe go to the gym, do something when I get here, which is self-care as well. Yeah. But I've been more focused like on my mental and physical, but mostly a lot more mental. And I can't lie, I felt the difference. Yeah. And though I've been more organized, I feel like
that That's true.
Yeah, you can agree.
Yes, you've definitely been more organized.
So yeah.
Yeah, you showed me pictures like of your desk and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
And even like the office, like
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better.
Yeah, I mean, in this office, you're the organized one.
Yeah.
Like, my stuff is everywhere.
Yep.
But
You said it, not
in
me.
life, in normal life,
Yeah.
yes,
I guess.
I'm
But I'm
more
catching up now.
organized.
I'm catching up. But as far as like self-care, so the way I feel like all of this ties in, I feel like it brings a structure to my morning, like something I don't think I had before. And I get through a lot of the things that I feel like are important. So I get my mind right. I take my vitamins. Like before this, I started this routine. I feel like I took my vitamins maybe once or twice a week when I remembered.
Yeah.
Now I don't remember the last time I missed. Well, speaking of, I had to take them today. But yeah, I haven't missed taking my vitamins or anything.
Yeah.
Been on point as far as, you know, taking that time to stop and reset every morning with the meditation and the reading. I just feel like it's kind of organized my life in a better way. And like I said when I first brought up, like this is something that successful people do. Having a morning routine is clutch. And I feel like I'm going to stick with it or some form of it probably forever now.
No. I mean, do you think you'll always be using the app? Like it's a good reminder? Or you think
I like the app.
eventually it'll just be like...
I don't know. I kind of like the app because it gives you like, so some days, and it's not part of it. So some days I'll drink water, I'll take my vitamins, I'll meditate, and I won't stretch. Maybe I woke up late, and stretching might be one of the things I skipped that day.
Yeah.
And then I'll read, shower, or like, and it tells you how many complete days you've had. And okay, today you finished 5 out of 8 steps, or you know, it just keeps you tracking, keeps you kind of motivated. Just like, okay, yesterday I only did 5. Today, let me get through all 8.
Right.
And then it adds like challenges, like so drinking water is one of my things. It'll be like, hey, drink water 3 days in a row this week. You know, make sure you don't skip it.
Yeah.
So it has different challenges and like they have like
based
this
on your own list.
Yes, and they have some like you can decline the challenges.
Oh, okay.
So they sent one to me last week. It was like to do a breathing exercise, and I did it. It was pretty cool. So 3 times.
Did they walk you through that one too?
Yeah, it's just they do it on the app. So yeah, it's the Fabulous app.
I'll probably put it in the description or something.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's like my morning routine. As far as like self-care, you were saying that there's other
Yes. So I mean, mine is kind of sporadic. I didn't really do it based on like morning or after work type stuff. Most of the stuff I named was for after work, except for like drinking tea and hot water. I do that throughout the whole day, but this is definitely after work or throughout the day. So aromatherapy is pretty big for me because I just love smells. Like we have a diffuser. I want to say we've had it for like maybe 2 years now.
Yeah.
But it was probably the best purchase ever. And we got it on Amazon because people get everything on Amazon. So we have that either like throughout the day going in the house, or after work, I'll just like put a few drops of lemongrass or something like that, or lavender oil in there. And then it just like, I don't know, like the room smells so good.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, I'm home now. Like I just feel so good.
Yeah.
So that's good. And then also to bring that same smell like throughout the day with me, I have, instead of like a Febreze or a whatever car freshener, that little tree thing people have.
Yeah, I definitely use that one.
Yeah. Instead of that, I have like a glass vial, I guess you could say, and it's hanging from the window thing. Where are my words today?
The review?
The rear view mirror.
I guess.
It's hanging from there. And I put like a couple of drops of essential oil, and then throughout the day I can smell it while I'm driving around. So it brings that same vibe with me wherever I'm going. And I got it at Target, but I'll link it if I find it on the internet somewhere. And then also with aromatherapy, I'll take like a super hot shower when I get home or in the morning. And I'll just put like a few oil drops in my body wash and my washcloth. And like, I'm good to go. Or I won't put the oil drops. I'll just take a hot shower with my body wash and then I'll oil up afterwards. So I'll like mix the essential oil drops with my coconut oil and just like lather up and just chill out at the house. Especially if no one's coming. Yeah. So then I'm like not a grease ball when people are here. Another good find was a bamboo body pillow that I got. And I've mentioned this when you left on the podcast. I love this body pillow. Like,
I hate this body pillow.
It's amazing. And it's bamboo. So I don't really take many naps. Like even today I wanted to take a nap after church, but I was like, it's not going to happen. I don't take a nap. So, but at least if I'm laying down or on the couch or whatever, I can just put the body pillow around me in whatever way is comfortable, especially during like lady time. And I'm super comfortable and relaxed. But probably one of my favorite things to do for self-care is once I get home and it's like really late, is to just not be on my phone. Like at all. I don't want to see the screen. I don't want to see any notifications on there. So I like have to get rid of them. And then I'll read. Like I usually read. I don't really read at night that much anymore. Because I typically read during my lunch break. But if I can unplug from the phone and social media and stuff and then read a book, that would be amazing. So that's typically my self-care. It's not really a routine, but just like things that I like. And we both mentioned reading, so maybe we can do like a future episode on books we like or something like that.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's funny. One of the things you mentioned, the diffuser, we actually added one to our office this week. One of my coworkers, he brought one in, and it's just the two of us in that office. And he told me he had. I was like, "Oh, bring it in."
Yeah.
Like because I mean I like it, and I just feel like it just brings a good vibe to the room. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
So and like people walk in like, "What's that?" It's like I don't know. It's just it brings a good vibe. So we have one of those actually in our office. Something that I do, and I want to say I started this a couple years ago. I'm very intentional because at work, I feel like a lot of times we get caught up in just the flow of work and what's going on. I like to take some time at work for myself. So,
like during work?
Yeah, during work.
Okay.
So
must be nice.
I mean, it's really. I mean, the thing is, I do it during my lunch break.
Okay.
So one of the things I do is like I do not eat lunch at my desk.
Me neither.
And I've stopped this for years at this point. Because I learned, like, when I used to take lunch at my desk, people still felt like I was working. So they would come ask me questions. People would call me. So I've learned, like, I don't take lunch at my desk. I don't care. From now on, I either eat lunch in my car, go somewhere, like, I would, like, park across the street from my job.
Yeah. Just
so people don't pass by me in the parking lot and think it's okay to talk to me.
Oh, see, you doing it. You extra.
Yeah, like, I get that out of there. Like, I park across the street because it's just time to kind of reset again because work long hours. And it can get stressful. So I feel like trying to find time for myself even during work is super clutch because it's easy to get overwhelmed sometimes.
Right.
So even if it's like I take a nap or I listen to the radio, anything but sit at my desk, because I feel like when I ate lunch at my desk, it never felt like I took a break. So now I actually feel like I take a break and there's like a second half of work.
Yeah.
Like I get through my first half, I go to lunch. Lunch is really a break, and then all right, I get through my second half, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I felt like that's been actually good for me. In the last couple years, I've been doing that. And then even when I get home, I feel like when I get home, I have to take some time to myself.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Granted, it's only the two of us.
Yeah.
But once I come home, it's the two of us. Mm-hmm. So if I don't take time for myself, I won't have time to myself. Because at work, I'm always around people and I'm always around you. Or something going on around my players during practice. It's hard to sometimes find time for myself. So it hasn't been as bad since my morning routine, but definitely one thing I like to do, like I take long showers. Like
that you do. I take super short, not super short, but it's short.
Yeah.
Compared to you. Like my showers are like 10 minutes.
Because my showers are like,
minutes.
Yeah, because they're me time. Yeah. Like in the shower, I'm listening to a podcast. Usually I'm listening to a podcast.
All the time you're listening to a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Because this is the two times I listen to podcasts are driving and taking a shower. Mm-hmm. So they're usually pretty long episodes. So I take pretty long showers.
Right.
But it's just another time where I get to be by myself, and my showers are not just showers either. Like I'm either doing like some form of hair care.
Explain.
So if I'm in the shower,
you don't have hair.
Huh?
You don't have hair.
I do have hair. What do you mean?
You don't have hair.
I do. And so before I had like hair.
Yeah. Like when I met you, you had hair.
I cut it. Recently I had hair. And I would like, detangle whatever, sponge it, all of that stuff. The product that involved in that. So I cut my hair recently. Yeah. And I've been going with the low boy. So I still have hair care because I want my waves. Okay. So
You have a beard?
And my beard. Mm-hmm. So I also take care of my beard. I have like a daily beard wash and conditioner, which I'm out of both, so we might have to re-up on that. Okay. I condition my hair. I don't wash it every day because Jackie said that's not good.
It's not. I mean, I don't know about men out here.
Yeah.
But for us, we don't wash our hair every day. That's crazy. So
yeah, so I wash my hair. And then as far as like my beard, I try every day. I don't use the detangler as much, but I use the Shea Moisture Kit. It's a detangler, a balm, and an oil. So I usually either detangle, but if I come out the shower, I don't have to detangle. Mm-hmm. It's usually already like kind of wet. So I balm up, comb, I oil up, and keep my beard moisturized. Mm-hmm. I tape it up if I have to. I got a bevel blade trimmer that Jackie bought me. Super clutch for people with coarse hair, or in my words, nappy. Get you a bevel blade. You won't get no razor bumps. They're not paying me for this, but I support the bevel blade.
As long as it's working for you.
Yeah. So yeah, things like that, because those are the things that make me happy. Yeah. Like when my beard is soft, my hairline is clean, and my hair is nice. My waves pop. So yeah. So yeah.
I feel like the main thing like that we could both kind of agree on that you just listed was taking advantage of your lunch break. Yeah. Especially for people who work like a conventional job, like with a 30-minute break or an hour break. Like as soon as I, microwave my food, if I have hot food that day, then I just start reading my book and it kind of breaks up my day. So that's like, it's good to not have to focus on the same thing for those 8 hours with like a break in between. Right now I'm on like my financial book tip kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, sometimes it is a spiritual book. Sometimes it's just like a random make-believe book. I don't really read too many of those.
Yeah, I can't read fiction.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely take advantage of your lunch break. And I guess if you're a guy, maybe you'll list some of your products below for your beard.
Yeah, for the most part, I Shea Moisture.
Yeah.
I Shea Moisture beard care.
But except for your shampoo and
conditioner, I just use whatever you buy. So
no, for your beard. Or is that not what it's called?
Yeah, I forgot what that one. I forgot the name brand on that one. Yeah. I actually didn't really like it, so I'll probably change it. Oh, and see if Shea Moisture has something, or Coils by Nature. That's what I'm really interested in. But yeah,
I don't know that one.
I've been doing my research. Okay. Doing my research.
All right.
But yeah, I guess to sum it all up, like, I think the main things that I've taken from self-care is it's important. And if you don't make it important, it'll go by the wayside.
Yeah.
So I feel like being intentional has really helped us be more like effective in our self-care.
Right.
And I remember what my life was before and how it is now. And I appreciate the difference. So
Growth.
So I've learned the importance of prioritizing self-care.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like most of our self-care tips so far is just like having to do with the senses too.
Yeah.
Like taking showers, the essential oils, the diffuser, rest, obviously. We didn't talk about food, but
yeah,
that's
another episode altogether.
A whole episode. But yeah, like just take the time to take care of yourself. And that could look different for you. So you could name things that we didn't, and we would love to hear about it.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's something we should incorporate.
Yeah. I feel like, not to go back too far, but like one of the good things that you talk about was unplugging. Like,
yeah.
Like that's part of my actual morning routine as well. Like when I'm doing my morning routine, there's no Twitter, no Instagram. Like it's tough because I feel like was one of the first things I used to do every morning. Like, what did I miss? Like,
you know what's crazy? I was listening to another podcast and she was saying that somebody told her we're living in a time now where the first thing we do when we wake up is look at our phones and we don't even know if our legs work yet.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, that's crazy to me.
I was definitely that person. Like first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, Twitter. What did I miss? What trending topics? Did something happen? Did Trump start another war? Like it's always like the first thing I would do when I woke up. So now it's like teaching me like some form of like patience too. Yeah. And like self-control.
Because it's not going anywhere. It's on the internet.
It's just tough.
I'm sure somebody screenshot it.
Yeah. So it's just, thugging through that first hour, like, okay, like, don't look at Twitter yet.
And I think for me, I can unplug to like a fault.
Yeah.
Like, you'll have to tell me, like, yeah, this happened today. Or people, like...
Yeah, you're just slow.
No, I'm not slow. Or I'll get to work and, like, I just have those coworkers who literally watch the news or, stay up on their notification game.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, this happened today in Thailand. And I'm like, okay. Like, I would have never known that. So thank you for sharing. But it's not one of the important things for me to kind of know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And even like updating my business social media. Sometimes I'm like, I just don't feel like it. So I won't. But yeah, I just love unplugging. But I still think social media is kind of weird.
I mean, my only thing is like I can unplug to a certain degree. I have like FOMO. Like I'm afraid that I'm gonna miss something if I'm not on social media. So it's just at this point trying to minimize it, and use it when I just don't want it to control me. In the fact like I wake up and the first thing I check. So I've kind of cut that down to a minimum. Like throughout the workday, I could do better, but it keeps me entertained during work. Yeah. So I appreciate it. Yeah. But
I mean, you need those little tiny breaks in between.
Yeah. So I've taken some long breaks, but trying to minimize it. But yeah, unplugging, I feel like is definitely important because the other thing about like social media too, sometimes like if you get caught up with what's going on social media, it makes your life look dull or like it can affect your mind in a way that it probably is unhealthy. Mm-hmm. So, granted, I don't feel like that affects me in that way, but I can see how it could affect people in that way. So, for me, it's more of a self-control thing.
Yeah, that's probably another reason why I stay off. I mean, honestly, I don't care. So, and I don't need to know. Like, some things are just like an overshare sometimes.
Yeah, but one of us has to be on there because you don't know nothing that be going on.
I don't.
So, if I don't tell you most of the time... One of us has to know what's going on in life.
But then if we don't know, is that bad?
Yes.
Like if we don't know what the next celebrity did today.
No, I don't care about celebrity stuff. I don't follow celebrities.
Okay. I mean, I'm up to date with some political things and stuff like that. Things that like matter.
Yeah. But yeah, so unplugging is super key. and self-care. And I feel like unplugging from the world and plugging into God is super key in our self-care.
Yes.
That was a bar too. I dropped that by accident. Unplug from the world and plug into God. Write that down. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that's always, I feel like now being intentional in that sense has been super helpful.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's very key in our self-care. It's something that we both have as a part of not a routine, but things that we do, and it's super effective.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those are the keys.
Major key.
Yeah. All right. Listener questions?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I go for mine. I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. Go for mine. I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I'ma get on the TV, mama. I'ma push down. Hey, 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 hey.
Okay. So for the listener matter, first off, don't forget to email us questions at michelmatters@gmail.com. As always, you can always still just text us or message us on any of our social sites.
Yep.
If you have any questions. And for the first question, this one comes from our group chat.
Well, it was a group chat message that I got.
Okay. So I was like, I don't remember this in one of my group chats
that I'm in. But
so yeah. So this group chat question is, what do you think is the minimum appropriate time to get engaged? Is it 1 to 3 years or 3 to 5 years? And I can tell you, I know this was a woman's group chat. So
yeah, I mean, all of my group chats are pretty much women.
I guess. But I could just tell by the question.
Except for the couple.
This is a question that a woman would ask.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of came up. I guess it was like a question on social media rolling around, and then it transitioned into our chat. And I mean, I didn't really have an answer because I feel like there's no right or wrong answer.
Exactly. So that's why this question is, I don't like these type of questions.
Like, it's a weird question.
Yeah.
But I mean, it says the minimum appropriate time.
I don't think there is a minimum appropriate.
Yeah, because you don't know like the course that your relationship is going to take with whoever this person is. Like, in order to get to the point of engagement, it's not about, oh, you should know in 2 years that you want to marry me. Like, why? Because you don't know how fast or how slow the relationship will mature into, that stage. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of factors involved.
It's a large amount of factors. So
like
that's why it's not a really good question.
We started dating at 15. I was about to say 14. 15. But, like, we didn't get engaged until 23? 22? 23?
Yeah, 23.
So, I mean, if you wanted to really propose when you wanted to, which was 21.
Yeah.
We both know that would have been terrible.
Oh, 100%.
And it doesn't mean that our relationship was terrible at the time. It just wasn't the right time to do that.
Yeah.
So it really, I don't know. It just depends on the relationship. I know couples who are happily married today I know one for sure, that they were together for 6 months and then he proposed. And they've been married for 5-6 years now?
Crazy.
And then I know others who have been like us or longer. It just depends on the situation.
Yeah, I think the minimum time makes it feel like there's a prereq for marriage.
Like you're in a rush. And if you rush anything, it's not good. Yeah.
That's why I said I feel like a woman asked this question. Only because, not in a negative sense, but usually the proposal happens when the guy is ready. I mean, together, but it's usually the guy's approach, how he wants to.
Typically, an engagement or a proposal happens when talks of marriage start coming up and you guys are on the same page. Just because a guy is ready, that doesn't mean that the girl is ready.
Yeah. So when someone's asking what is the minimum appropriate, I feel like it's someone who's a little anxious and why don't we know already? Or what's the hold up?
Yeah. You just came in here ready to be engaged to by anybody.
So
it don't go like that.
Yeah, like dating person A for a year could be very different from dating person B for a year. Mm-hmm. Like relationships, people move at different paces. And I don't feel like that's fair to put like a requirement on it. So yeah. So tell your group chat, cool it off. All right.
All right. Here's another question we got.
This is the good one.
So, I've been dating a guy for a month now, and he's nothing like what I expected myself to date because of my previous high standards. He's attractive, and we have things in common, etc. But he's younger than me, currently in between jobs, lives in a different state, and the kicker is he's been to jail twice. Do you believe I lowered my standards and that most of us should lower our standards to meet a suitable partner? Thanks.
If you can't see me, I'm smiling because I think this question is so funny. Well, number one.
That's why I laughed. I'm not laughing at the question, but your face.
Well, number one.
I'm going to let you go first.
Yeah. Jackie hasn't told me who this is and won't tell me who this is.
No.
So, whoever this is, I'm answering these questions with no bias. I don't know you. But yeah. So, number one. First, I don't know if you lowered your standards because I don't know what your standards are.
Apparently, they were high.
Chances are, yeah, you lowered your standards. And the second part was, should we lower our standards to meet a suitable partner? It depends. I think you should have non-negotiables.
Yeah.
There are certain things, maybe you don't want to date someone who's, like some form of addict or who has certain baggage, or it's some things I can understand if you have standards for. Some things, like minimum income or a height requirement. Yeah, you know what? You should probably lower your standards.
Why? Some people just like a certain height.
I get you, but
income changes.
But you could be blocking a blessing by.
But you can't change your height. You could change your income.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think height should be. Right now. Yeah, I don't. Height shouldn't be like. I don't think it should be like an end all be all with somebody.
But obviously, she's attracted to him, so that's not a problem. Like his height wouldn't be a problem.
Age, unless they're like a minor.
He's younger than her. Yes.
Currently in between jobs. This one's interesting because I don't know what that means. No job. Yeah, that definitely sounds like
reality.
You unemployed. I get that part. But in between jobs, are they like...
That means that they do not have a job.
Yeah, I know. But like, okay, when you're currently between jobs, so say I've been working somewhere for like 5 years. They were doing layoffs, whatever. They got rid of me. In between jobs could also mean like, they fired me because I come to work late every day.
Right.
And this is my third job this year. So... currently between jobs, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And he's been to jail twice.
I feel like it's a lot of people that's been to jail.
Yeah, no, but it depends. What is he going to jail for?
Yeah, for what? Yeah.
Like, has this been like a DUI,
murder,
like disorderly conduct, or are we talking like armed robbery?
Right.
Assault with a deadly weapon. Like,
yeah,
it's a difference. But
from a male perspective, if you were the guy that she's talking about, like, what do you think? Like, do you think, give me a chance? It
depends. Where are you in your life? Because I don't think you should be judging me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you should be judging me that hard if, you're in between jobs or... like, you still living at your parents' house too. Like, if your standards are higher for me than they are for yourself.
Oh, you're saying for her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm the guy, it depends. Certain people, you can't expect them to wait for you to get your life in order. Someone who could be more understanding, who's more in your situation, yeah, y'all can work together and build up together at the same time.
Yeah.
But as a guy... yeah, I can understand if you don't give me a chance from this perspective, though. And And you guys live in different states.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
I feel like that's all compounded. Like, it takes long distance takes all your problems and multiplies them.
Yeah. Okay, so first question, do you believe I lowered my standard? I don't think she lowered her standards. I feel like she's asking because maybe she thinks she lowered her standards. So
I mean, clearly she lowered her standards.
But I believe that she believes she lowered her standards.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to answer that because I don't know what the bar was for me to compare it to. So I feel like if you're thinking about it, you have to really consider, like, do I really care about that? Or am I just, happy in this relationship? I mean, they've been dating for a month. Yeah. So it's early.
I say cut it loose, man.
Really?
Yeah, cut it loose.
Here's the other thing. So, like, he's in between jobs and he's been to jail twice. I feel like you just have to figure out what you can live with. And that's with anything. Is he in between jobs because he's been to jail twice? Because, like, if you're going to build a future with somebody, those things come back, you know? So are you willing to deal with, maybe he's not going to have the income that you thought he would if that was your previous high standard? Can you live with that for the rest of your life, depending on how this relationship goes? Because of his history.
Yeah, man. Cut your losses.
And then also, like, when did he come out of jail? Like, how recent was this? Has the behavior changed? Because people can change. But if it was literally like last week or like 2 months ago, then, just be careful.
Yeah, I guess to be honest, there's nothing really like, as long as the relationship is good, there's nothing here that looks like, okay, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah,
like,
nothing is really, really crazy.
Maybe I'll take it back. Maybe you don't got to cut it loose.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's a good relationship, I don't know. I feel like some of the stuff you could work through.
Yeah.
People could find jobs. They can move, I guess.
I mean, don't move yet. It's still
no, you don't move. If anybody he gonna move.
Yeah.
Unless he's still on probation.
All right. I mean, I don't believe that people need to lower their standards to find or whatever, like to get whatever they're looking for, a suitable partner.
No, okay. Now let's back up and talk about that for a second.
What, lowering your standards?
Yeah. So this is something I thought about last time you were having your girls' wine night, whatever. Mm-hmm. I kind of wanted to walk by and ask y'all real quick. So I think that's the thing though. Like,
lowering your standards?
Yes, when your standards are unreasonable.
Okay, but that's different.
But I don't think most people consider their standards to be unreasonable.
Well, you mentioned height.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like,
maybe to you that's an unreasonable standard, but for me, I can see why maybe a girl who's like 5'9" would want,
But if you're 5'5" and you don't want nobody shorter than 6 foot, that could be unreasonable. Like, you just really need maybe just taller than you. Like, I can understand taller than you, but like, come on. So,
and some women like short men. Like,
understandable. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's something I would want to hear a bunch of women's opinion on. Like, are your standards achievable? All of them. Or maybe sometimes you might have to, what are you willing to sacrifice? I guess is more my question. And or are you willing to sacrifice your standards for a mate?
For the right mate.
Yeah. And then my second question was, considering your standards, have your past mates lived up to those standards? Because maybe your standards aren't what you think they are.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And also, are you living by your own standards? Is what you
preach. Yeah, I definitely thought that's definitely important too. But as far as like, do you date your standard, or what have you been sacrificing?
Yeah.
So
okay. So for this person, I guess take a look at your history. Yeah.
What has caused some of these problems? Why are they going to jail?
Yeah.
Why are they in between jobs?
History, your dating history, and his history as a whole. And then see if you can live with all these things that you named. And then if you think that you can, and the relationship is fine, and you guys are, on the right path, then you didn't lower your standards
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah, because
And
I feel
don't
like
think about that.
a good relationship can overcome these things that are listed here.
You really changed your mind.
Yeah, towards the end. Only because I know how important a good relationship is. I don't think these things are enders to a relationship.
Okay.
I think people can
So,
get
hold
through
on.
these things.
Fast forward 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
London comes to you.
Mm-hmm.
London is our niece. And she, describes this guy. What would you tell her?
10 years.
She's 18 in 10 years, pretty much.
I feel like in 10 years, that's tough.
Because now you changed your mind, but now I'm bringing a real person into it.
Yeah, bringing someone that I know into it.
Uh-huh.
I feel like maybe you could do better. But it's because it's only 1 month in. If you're having these problems
That's
1
true.
month in,
But it's not a problem. She's just like getting to know him. So obviously these things are coming out.
my thing is, I guess it's because it's the way the question kind of starts off. They've been dating for a month, and he's nothing like what I expected myself
but I feel
to
like
date.
that happens a lot. And that could be
Hold
with
on,
anything.
I'm gonna read it again. Nothing like what I expected myself to date. Y'all been dating for a month, and he's nothing like what you expected?
Besides that, he's attractive and they have things in common.
Can't lie, I expect better from my niece. Okay. Nothing like what you expected?
But I feel like that's kind of, I've had a conversation. I know this has nothing to do with this at all. But I had a conversation with one of the girls who was at the Atlanta trip. And we were just talking about wedding dresses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I really never thought I would wear that dress at my wedding. But it ended up being a good fit. And I liked it.
Yeah.
That's just life. Like sometimes it's like, I never thought I would be at this job. And then you're like, I actually like what I'm doing. Or I never thought that, this would be my man. And then here he is. Like,
okay.
You just never
So
know.
I guess in that sense, maybe because, yeah, you've had a narrow view of what the person you would date would be like. Mm-hmm. But once again, if you're talking about my niece, my flesh and blood, what I would counsel her, I mean, I would tell her
to cut it off.
Nah.
So now you're going back to your original answer. My thing is, what I do like about this is that everything is kind of out on the table already. So you're not finding out in a year.
Hopefully, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That
they got a coke problem,
that he's been to jail. Now you're finding out, Like everything is out there. So now it's up to you to decide if you want to live with what he's laid out. And hopefully you've laid out your baggage and he can decide if that's what he wants to, move forward with.
Yeah, I can't lie, man.
But that's what it is. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
getting to know each other.
It's about what you can handle. What do you think you can handle?
Yeah.
From this, it looks like it's nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
For this person, but
I think my only thing is if he's been to jail twice for the same thing, that could be an issue.
Yeah.
A recurring issue. So just check that out. But everything else, I have family members who've gone to jail. They're doing fine. They're making good money. They're good human beings and they're trying. So see what you can deal with. That's a relationship.
Do what you think is best. I don't like giving people suggestions sometimes because no, but I'm saying just see what you can deal with. If you can deal with this, then you haven't lowered your standards and you should be able to have a happy, healthy relationship and not care about whatever standards it is that you think society wants you to have. Your standards are a little more lenient than you thought.
Yeah.
Like I think most people are.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
Well, hopefully, if you guys have advice for this person or,
comment.
Yeah, let us know.
They'll probably read the comments. So comment and try to give them some sound advice. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Moving on.
On to the business spotlight.
I lived when I thought that I was gonna go crazy. And now my grandmama ain't the only girl calling me baby. If you feeling me now, then put your hands up in the sky.
business spotlight is actually in alignment with our topic for today. I feel like I've been having pains in my traps, and I feel like you correct me every time.
Yeah, she always says like her shoulder that she's holding right by her neck. I'm like, that's not your shoulder. Those are your traps.
Yes.
But yeah.
So I've been having pain in my traps for years, probably since like high school. And there's really no explanation why, because I didn't do anything crazy, physical or whatever, or have like an injury. So I feel like also when it comes to self-care, a big thing could be being an advocate for yourself, especially when you go into like your doctor's office or whatever, and they're telling you like, no, nothing's wrong. And you're like, no, I know something's wrong.
Yeah.
So this year I was like, you know what? I've been having pain. Let me just figure some things out. So of course I've been stretching, and you know that relieves pain from time to time. But I recently got acupuncture, and I've been feeling less pain. So I've only had one treatment, and they say you should go like 2 to 3 times just to see if like it actually improves and to see more of an improvement. So I'll probably go back, but really I just got this on a Groupon. Like it wasn't anything crazy that like my doctor, you know, referred me to. I just got it on a Groupon, and I went to Stirling Spinal, and they're located at 9710 Stirling Road, number 112 in Cooper City. I haven't found an Instagram page. I know they have a Facebook page, but I'll tag like their location in the description and stuff. And I also, while I was doing research, I saw all the other services that they have there. And they have chiropractic services, acupuncture, physical therapy, massage therapy. They have functional medicine, which is more of like a holistic approach to your health needs. Vitamin B12 injections, and they have aesthetic medicine, if you're into that, which is more of like a cosmetic or
Botox
physical. And stuff. Botox, fillers, if you're into that stuff. Anything that has to deal with your physical or cosmetic appearance. And I feel good. I think I'm going to go back.
Yeah. It was a shock because like you didn't tell me. It was like the day of like, oh, I have an appointment. I was like, an appointment for what? Like acupuncture. And
usually when I do something like that, like needles are not really, I'm not really scared of needles, but I would typically go on YouTube and watch a video, see what's happening or what I'm about to get myself into, and then decide if I really want to do it. But this time I just went in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what is about to happen. I don't know if this hurts. And it really didn't hurt that much. So they put some needles. Basically you feel her finger first, and then you feel like a spring go down, and then a needle kind of like prick you a little bit. But it didn't hurt. And they put it along the traps. They put it in the back of my neck, and then they put one on my scalp.
Yeah.
Right here, like at the top of my head. Because she was like, well, you mentioned fatigue, and so this helps with fatigue. And I was like, okay, I'll take your word for it. Like, whatever. And then you basically sit there with needles on you for 30 minutes with an infrared light over you to warm your body up. But yeah, it was cool. It was different.
Yeah,
it was relaxing.
I was surprised only because it was like acupuncture. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, but
you always like complain about pain in your shoulders.
Like every time we get a massage, I'm like,
yeah,
please, as deep as possible.
Yeah,
right here. Like I can't.
So I mean, I've seen you do different things. You've changed your purses. You've done different. Like you've always been trying to like figure out what makes your traps hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was happy. I was like, hopefully we can kind of figure out what it is.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like super bad that I can't even walk or whatever.
Nah,
it's just,
but it's always
annoying.
It's chronic. Like you've always,
yeah.
I see you always rubbing it, and like I know. So we'll be laying or sitting in bed, and she'll just start like rubbing her traps herself, and I'm like, she wants me to give her a massage, but she's not asking. It's like some days I'm just not feeling it. So yeah, I was happy you went. So that was pretty cool.
So yeah, I'll even put like, if it's still a promotion, I'll put the Groupon link below. We'll see. But definitely check them out, or check any, just be an advocate for yourself. If something hurts, you know what I'm saying? It's half of the year. I know like a lot of our goals are still being worked on. Just take care of yourself and figure out what would work for your situation that you're going through. So that's it.
Good.
Yeah.
Another successful episode.
Yes. Let us know what you think.
Yes.
And we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. See you.
Bye.
When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. That you might work. That you might work.